You're getting a new grammar notebook number 2, because your last one was big. So at this point, you should have watched all the videos. This should be a consolidation of what you saw, and hopefully it will not be that difficult for you to fill this out. First of all, what are we talking about? NIAWOPs. It's just an acronym that I'm going to use that means nouns in the ablative without prepositions. Okay, so we've seen all of our ablative endings at this point, from the first to third declensions: long A, ease, O, ease, E, short E, ibis. And we've seen that ablative is followed by certain prepositions. We've called those the sid, piece, space prepositions: sub, in, de, per, pro, pri, sine, ab, cum, and ex. For example, de milite, about a soldier; pro templis, in front of the temples. We've seen place from which, ab, ex, de, which sometimes we talk about as being side space as well, but it always is showing you from a direction. So ex horto, out of the garden. And place where, in or sub, when it means, when in is in or on, in horto, in the garden; sub arbore, under a tree. Okay. So what's new? This is the new stuff, the reasons for the ablatives, the NIAWOP. The big ones that we're going to focus on are ablative of means or instrument. It can just be called either. I tend to refer to it as ablative of means. It's a NIAWOP, but not a person, which answers the questions with what or by what means. So Theseus Minotaurum Gladio Necavit means Theseus killed the Minotaur. Gladio. And what does it mean? Gladio, with a sword. In other words, by means of a sword. So they don't have the preposition. You need to add in the with, or by means of. Deo sacrificis honorabamos. We were honoring the gods. Accusative plural tells us we were honoring the gods. Sacrificis, with sacrifices. So by means of sacrifices is what we were doing. These are ablative of means. Other reasons. Ablative of time when is a very big one that you're going to see a lot. It's a NIAWOP that answers the question when. Anno Domini, you may not realize it, that AD is actually ablative. Anno Domini, it stands for in the year of the Lord, which is why it's AD. Illo die, on that day. So adding the on, even though it's not in there. Aestate, in the summer. And quarta hora, at the 4th hour. So it's going to be an ablative with something that could be interpreted as when, answering the question when. Ablative of time when. And the ablative of respect, there's really only one thing that I'm going to make you know, although it does answer, you can use it for others, such as in what respect or in what specification. But the one that I'm really going to need you to know is nomine. So you see nomine, it's an ablative of respect. Rex deorum, nomine Jupiter, fulmen habet. The king of the gods has a thunderbolt. Oh, but what's this part? The king of the gods, Jupiter by name, or Jupiter in respect to his name. So how do you translate a NIAWOP? Although the Latin does not have a preposition, your English translation will always be a prep phrase. So decide based on context what prep works best. Ablative of means, by, with, by means of. That's what you're typically going to see. Ablative of time, in, on, or at. Ablative of respect, in or by. And then other ablatives may need with, from, or within. What I basically want you to know, you see an ablative without a preposition, you're going to need to add something. Okay, what are you going to add before your prepositionless ablative? You're going to add by, with, in, on, or at. Okay, by, with, in, on, at. 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 Yes, I'm going to keep saying that. Those are what you have to add. What makes the most sense? Pick one and go on with your sentence. So let's just look at examples of how to parse ablatives. Nauta secunda hora pervenit. The sailor arrived at the second hour. Hora, feminine. First declension words are mostly feminine. If when in doubt, look it up. Go to an online dictionary and find the gender. This long A was our singular ablative, and it's a NIAWOP telling us when something is happening, so it's an ablative of time when. Nauta brevi tempora pervenit. The sailor arrived in a short time. Tempore is ablative again. We're parsing ablatives. It's very strange that I have an ablative. Brevi is short, like brevity, and tempore, time, temporary. So tempore is an ablative, singular. It's neuter. This would be one you'd have to look up. And it's a NIAWOP. It's the ablative of time when. Strange. Tempore is an ablative of time. And let's do one that's not an ablative of time. Gladiator leonum hasta interfecit. The gladiator killed the lion with a spear. Hasta, you're never going to guess. It's feminine, singular, ablative, but it's not an ablative of time. This is the means with which the gladiator killed the lion. So this is ablative of means, okay? You can identify ablative of means by putting in a by means of. If it makes sense, then you probably got an ablative of means. That's it.